open up one of your streams. And you can see your chat here, but that's fine if you want to look at your chat here or if you want to look at it whenever you're streaming. But if you want to be able to bring this chat in, what you're going to want to do is click on the three dots. You're going to go to pop out chat. You're going to take this link up here in the browser and you're going to do open up one of your streams. And you can see your chat here, but that's fine if you want to look at your chat here or if you want to look at it whenever you're streaming. But if you want to be able to bring this chat, fine if you want to look at your chat here or if you want to look at it whenever you're streaming. But if you want to be able to
Do you work on several projects at once? Find yourself shifting through browsers, tabs, or clicking between tools and apps as you switch tasks? Looking for a better way to separate personal projects from work or school? I select the bypass UI between them with ease. To create a new desk from work or school, well, with Windows 11, you can create multiple customized desktops on one device and switch between them with ease. To create a new desktop, simply select the task view icon on the taskbar, then select New Desktop, or bypass Task View and press Windows key plus Control plus D. To switch from one desktop to a taskbar, to help you choose you want to rename and select Rename. Type in the new name and want to reach taskbar. Key plus Control plus the left or right arrow to quickly switch from one desktop to another. Don't see the Task View icon? Right-click the taskbar and select Taskbar Settings. Switch the toggle for Task View to On. If you use a picture for your desktop background, you can select a different one for each desktop to help you quickly identify it. In Task View, right-click on the desktop you want to modify and select Choose Background. Select from your recent images or select Choose a Photo to pick a new one. Want to rename your new desktop? Same idea. In Task View, right-click on the desktop you want to rename and select Rename. Type in the new name and hit Enter, or click outside Task View to save your changes. Need to move an open app from one desktop to another? Click the Task View icon, then hover over the desktop with the open application. Click and drag the app to the desired desktop. Repeat as desired.
Hey you, do you want me to destroy your Steam account? Because guess what? I can do it with just one word. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Spiffing Brit, YouTube's exploiter of video game systems and, of course, like counts. Today, I'm going to be investigating an absurdly weird new Steam glitch that appeared a few days ago. Now, most Steam glitches are simple tricks that let you manipulate your account level or abuse the market and geo-pricing systems for profit. But this is an exploit I've never seen before, and so that gets me very excited. Put simply, if you change your Steam ID to include just one particular word, you can then no longer access your Steam profile. Wow, that's perfectly balanced. And not just you, of course. Literally no one can view your Steam profile. It is completely unusable. And when you add this word in, you cannot remove it because you physically cannot reach your own profile to change it. Now, that is a little bit of a smidge broken. So before we get into some of the weird impacts this can have and how we can use it for advantage and for chaos, what is the word that can bring down an entire Steam account, can purge you from the history records? Surely it must be a strong word of power. Well, it's anti-disestablishmentarianism. Now, if you don't know what that word means, don't worry, it's one of the longest words in the English language. The word itself isn't exactly too fancy, it literally just means any opposition to the withdrawal of any state support of recognition of any established church. Yep, you know, one of those bog standard words we use in our everyday life. For some reason, including this word in your Steam ID will completely and utterly destroy your account. So, let's do that. This is an account I set up earlier, and we are going to destroy it. All you need to do is in this custom URL section include the word anti-disestablishmentarianism. Now, of course, the poor user who discovered this had anti-disestablishmentarianism as their ID, and so we probably can't take it because it's in use. So instead, we will simply add a 1 to the end of it. And then when I drop down a save, you're about to watch as my account basically loses all functionality. So wabam, I drop down a save, and oh dear, everything's gone a little bit dark. Well, if I try and visit my profile, you'll notice that I now can't. In fact, all of this is now completely and utterly useless. I can't access groups, I can't access friends, I can't access my profile, I can't access my activity, badges, inventory, all of that, it's gone. I can, however, access my library, which is quite nice. But yes, it's quite annoying when I click view my profile and I get literally just a pitch black page. So there's a few interesting things going on here, and you might be questioning why on earth is anti-disestablishmentarianism banned? Does Steam for some reason hate the word? And the answer is no. Steam doesn't hate the word. Steam isn't the person blocking this. For you see, it is actually Steam's server hoster.
I'm Jason Crozier. I'm a 5th generation dairy farmer. It really is family driven.
For example, if we were to simply go into Google and type in our own Steam ID, you'll notice that we don't have permission to actually access our own profile page. This happens when you Google it. This is basically what's happening when we're also on Steam and we're clicking our own profile image. The server physically won't give us access to any ID that has anti-disestablishmentarianism in it, which is of course incredibly weird. Now what's even weirder is who's banning it, because it's getting of course banned by the server host, who are Akami. These guys basically host a massive quantity of servers that we use in our everyday lives, and for some reason anti-disestablishmentarianism is one of their many banned words, and because of it being banned, my account is now pretty much unusable. This of course impacts my account quite heavily. For example, I've just received an invite to play a game, so when I click one new invite, I can't do anything because the server to show me that invite physically won't let me in. Another issue I've run into is that I physically can't add any friends. If I try and add a new friend, I get sent back to my profile, which I can no longer access, which means no more friends for me. At the same time, I have an incoming friend request. If I click on that, I can for some reason accept it, so that's good. The only issue is people can't search for me anymore because my ID is non-functional. But that's fine, I just gained myself a friend. Now, a few weeks ago, the CSGO community discovered a bug where a particular string of characters in your username made you impossible to be kicked from the server. So I wanted to test if my profile could be viewed in game and if it was even possible to kick me. Both would of course be very useful for smurfs and griefers who want to ruin a game. So I hopped onto my Discord, pinged a few of my lovely paying Patreons and decided to go for a little bit of an experiment. If you can click on view community profile, what do you get?
We've noticed.
Yeah,
We
okay.
get access denied, and every time we click on it, we get a new reference number.
Ah yes, I have become an admin of the Steam servers. You can no longer view my profile. Okay, Darman, see if you can call a vote to kick me from the game. The vote.
I tried. There you go.
There you go. Right, I voted no. It did pass! Okay, I can be kicked. Okay. Right, well that's good to know. That's good to know. So I guess the only advantage of this is the simple case of people can't view my profile. Thank you very much for helping with my experiment today. That was literally all I needed. Okay, so the first experiment reveals that because CSGO's servers are hosted slightly separately, you can still be kicked from the game. However, your profile is still completely unusable, but logically something like this would work for games hosted on the Akamai servers, who are the cause for all of these issues. This would naturally include the Pokemon Company games, Riot Games, Roblox, and Ubisoft. Potentially, you cannot even join servers, or when you do, you might crash the server. Who knows what will happen? There's only one way to find out, and I'm not doing it because Jesus Christ, half of these companies effectively install malware when you try and play any of their games. One other weird discovery we made off camera was that if you view my profile on the Steam mobile app, it just crashes the app instantly. It honestly brings me great joy that whilst the fears of the Y2K apocalypse were completely and utterly wrong, the downfall of one of the world's largest content delivery networks is simply because of just one really long word. Who would win, billion-dollar mega corporation or funky text? The choice is yours, and choose your fighter below. But there is one big issue with this weird exploit, which is why I wanted to make this video today. It is very easy to trick people into changing their Steam ID to include this word, and if they do, they currently cannot change it back, and almost all of the features of Steam are unusable. For example, last week when playing CS, I told the enemy team to type "quit smoking" into the console in order to get the Eco Warrior achievement. Issue is, the console reads the first command "quit" and so just closes down the game. Very useful in clutch situations, and you'll find about 1 in 10 players do actually fall for it. So if I can convince Russians who I don't know to type this command into their console, you too could probably convince anyone that adding anti-disestablishmentarianism unlocks the secret account feature. And after you do it, bam, little Timmy can't play the new hit release anymore. I mean, what even is it? Ah yes, Country Bumpkin Utaka. Ah, what a classic game. But hey, that's not even a big issue. The biggest issue is you can't even access the Steam Marketplace anymore. That's right, you can't buy or sell skins. And that's a big problem. If you've got a fancy expensive CSGO inventory, good luck trying to access it. If you can't even see your inventory, you can't even trade your inventory, and you can't even sell anything. You've effectively become a completely blank being. Now, I've done my part to try and raise awareness to this bug, so hopefully Steam will get it fixed, but there's no saying how fast they can even do it. So it's up to you to go and educate your friends on this new bug. You can share them this video or just explain it to them, whatever you need to do. Because at the moment it's not fixed. It's going to take quite a while to be fixed, and anyone who does it, they're not going to get their account back for a little while. The good news is though, if it does happen to you, you can still sign in and out of your account. You can can still play any video games you have, you just can't buy any new ones, and you're basically locked out of most of the reasons people use Steam as a launcher. But other than all of that, it's all fine. But yes, that's all for today's video. A big thank you to this individual here who discovered the bug. I mean, I can't tell you what their username is because their profile is completely inaccessible. They are the OG anti-disestablishmentarianism, and that means they're basically completely dead. Another thank you to Steam user Noldador, who managed to work out that this is actually the fault of Akamai and not Steam itself. Anyway, if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to for today's video, 4 of the